Today, as you've probably already guessed, we are doing divided by 7. Now, a lot of the other numbers have cunning little tricks. So like if it's, say, divided by 4, you can half the half, or even divided by 8, you can half the half if you get really stuck. But what we're looking at today is divided by 7, and there are little tricks with it, but on the whole, by far the simplest way to deal with these is just to memorize the basic facts, right? Some of them you will have encountered before, and so they'll be familiar to you. In fact, most of them have appeared in other times tables, except for this little guy here. This came up yesterday. Last time we did some maths together, we did area, right? And one of the questions was, what is a 7 by 7 square? And the answer, of course, is 49, and it's an unlikely looking one. It looks like it doesn't belong in any times tables. 49 looks like a prime number, but in this case you can divide it by 7. In fact, there's a few of those in the 7 times table that look like primes, but actually they're not. They can be divided by 7. For example, 21. One of my favourites. I like this one. It just has a nice kind of flow to it. 7 times 3 is 21. Oops, I have given you the answer to that one. So, the pattern spotters amongst you will have seen that the answers are going to follow a very familiar pattern down here. So let's have a look. So 7 divided by 7 must be 1. And any number divided by itself is simply 1. 14 divided by 7. 2. Nice and easy. You know the answer to this one. I gave it to you just before.
3.
28 divided by 7. 4. Now, a handy way to remember this one is, if you halve 28, you get 14, which is a number you see here. So 4 times 7 makes 28. Makes sense. 28 divided by 7 gives you 4 sets. Pretty easy. You'll recognise this one from your 5 times table. The answer must be 5. Okay, thank you guys. Can you not be droning though, please? Okay, Douglas Adams' answer. 42 divided by 7 is 6. And of course you're seeing this pattern down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one we just talked about. 49 divided by 7 is 7. 56 is the 5, 6, 7, 8 question. So it must be 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 56 divided by 7 is 8. That's an easy way to remember it. If you can remember 5, 6, 7, 8, you've got that one nailed down. This one, the 2 digits add up to 9. So 63 divided by 7 must be 9. And it fits our pattern that's going down here too. Then we've got 70 divided by 7. We don't even need to think about that one. We know it's 10. Now the reason I put it up next to this one is because it's very nearly as easy as this one here. 70 divided by 7. In fact, even the next one, 77 divided by 7 is super easy. It gives you 11, right? And most of those double numbers like that, when you divide it by the similar digit, you get 11. And then of course, last one, 84 divided by 7. 12. 12, exactly. Now, some of you say, Mr. M, we've been using decimals for a long time, ever since the late 60s. Why do we still memorise our basic facts up to 12? Why don't we stop at 10? An excellent question. The reason we go a little bit further with these is because these are numbers that crop up a lot. There's interesting patterns in the divided by 11s or times 11s, that sort of thing. And then 12 still comes up as a number that we use an awful lot. So it's actually quite handy to still keep remembering our basic facts up to 12. And it also teaches you how to deal with double digit numbers. So if you know how to divide or multiply by 12, you can also apply some of the same rules to 13s, 14s, other numbers. Okay, so for those of you playing at home, I hope you can see the board. Can you see it in the screen all right? Good. Because what we're going to do is we'll go through a little practice, and if you're at home you can do the same thing with us. Some of you will know your divided by 7s already. That is perfect, that's fine. You can, just so long as you don't shout the thing out early, that would be good. For other people, it will be quite new to you. That's fine too. Just follow along the best that you can. Okay. We'll just go through once with the numbers up there, and then we shall remove some of the easy ones. Okay. 7 divided by 7 is
1.
14 divided by 7 is
2.
21 divided by 7 is
3.
28 divided by 7 is
4.
35 divided by 7 is
5.
42 divided by 7 is
6.
49 divided by 7 is
7.
56 divided by 7 is
8.
63 divided by 7 is
9.
70 divided by 7 is
10.
77 divided by 7 is
11. 12.
Many of those are super easy. So I'm going to take away the easy ones. And yeah, that's quite easy. That's very good. Oh, so easy. Let's lose all of those guys. You think that's easy?
Douglas Adams
You don't need that one.
We don't need all of them.
Oh, you're brave enough to do all of them. Kind of like you with the crowd then, alright? See a few worried looking faces there, we'll see how we go. Okay. 7 divided by 7 is
1.
10 divided by 7 is
2.
21 divided by 7 28 divided by 7 35 divided by 7
5.
42 divided by 7
6.
49 divided by 7
7.
56
8.
63
9.
70
11. 12.
I don't even need to do any talking, that's good. Alright, now that was in order. Suddenly quite easy. Yes. What happens if I challenge you? One of my favourite ones is this one. I like that one a lot. And this one appeals to me just because it's weird. And this one I like because it's Douglas Adamsy. And I don't know, there's all sorts of things. Maybe in the end it's not too hard. We'll see. Okay. If you know the answer, do not call out. Just put your hands on your head if you know the answer to this one. 28 divided by 7 is Hugo?
4.
Exactly right. Okay. How about this fella here? 42 divided by 7. What do you reckon?
6.
6 is correct. Well done. Okay. You'll never get this one. 63 divided by 7. What do you reckon? 9. Oh man, you guys are hard to catch up. Okay. 84 divided by 7. What do you reckon, Fletcher? 12. Man, I'm not going to catch anyone out today. Let's see. That's not to me. That's not an invitation to give me the wrong answer, by the way. Okay. What do you reckon about 35 divided by 7? What do you reckon?
5.
5. Perfect. Good. 14 divided by 7?
2.
Somebody chop his legs off, please. Okay. Let's see. What one have we got? Oh, this one. 49 divided by 7. What do you reckon, Sanjay?
7.
7. Perfect. Good answer. Okay. 77 divided by 7. Somebody hasn't answered. What do you reckon, buddy?
11.
So good, man. Confident answers. Well done. 56 divided by 7. Yeah, what do you reckon? 8. Perfect. Good. I haven't had any wrong answers yet. My natural urge as a teacher is to say, no, that's wrong! But no, I can't even do that. Okay, well done, you guys. Now, we're not quite finished.
91 divided by 7.
Yes, there's more. There are more. These are just up to 12, right? Yeah, so
Up to 100.
but how do these help us with numbers that we're more likely to find in real life? Well, happily, if we know something like 49 divided by 7, can the Velcro stay still, please? Thank you. If we know something like 49 divided by 7 what would happen if the number was 10 times larger? So you can see if that 0 was covered up, it would look very familiar. 490 divided by 7. What do you reckon, Alex?
It's 70.
It's 70. Who agrees? Yeah, I think he's right. 49 divided by 7 would be 7. But I've got 10 times more here, so my answer will be 10 times more. 70. 70. What if the number was 10 times smaller? Teeny tiny pieces we're going to be chopping into, aren't we? In fact, the pieces, because this 6.3 is less than 7, so the answer is going to be less than 1. Well, what do you reckon, Max?
0.9.
0.9. Perfectly answered. 0.9. Absolutely right. So you'll notice that if I put my answer here, 63 divided by 7 is 9. 6.3 divided by 7 looks a bit like 9, but 10 times 4. What if, am I still in the shot there, guys? Yep, good, good. Thank you, Kenny, our videographer. What if the number was absolutely stupidly ginormous? Say it was 2,800 divided by 7, a huge number. I'm seeing lots of kids. What do you reckon, 400 is his answer. I like to look at it. We know that 28 divided by 7 is 4, right? So 2,800, I've got 2 extra zeros there. I've got 2 extra zeros there, so my answer will have also those 2 zeros, won't it? So it's a place value question more than a basic question. 2,800 divided by 7 is 400. Perfect answer. I like the way you did that. Okay. What if the number was stupidly tiny? What if it was 0.21 divided by 7? Oh, that might get your head scratching a little bit, because not only is it less than 1 to start with, it's a lot less than 1 to start with. So my answer, if I'm chopping that into 7 pieces, my answer will be even smaller. It'll be microscopically tiny, won't it? I can see lots of bright eyes. Sashi, what do you reckon?
0.03.
Give that girl a high five. She's absolutely What she did there that was clever, guys working the camera, can you not talk? Because it'll get your voices instead of what we're doing up here. Okay. The clever thing that she did there, she spotted that 0.21 used 2 place values in these below 1 ones here, so these are tenths, these are hundredths, right? She said it's going to be tiny, I need to allow a space here, because if I said it was 0.3, that would actually be more than the 0.21 that I started with. So she's very clever. Let's see, it must be 0.03. Really nice thinking. Awesome. Well done. I think we've just about covered the basics there. We're going to get you writing down some homework in a second. There are a few of these basic ones and a few slightly harder ones as well. Okay, guys. Thank you, Kenny.